Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another MLB video. This isn't a Twins video because unfortunately the Twins aren't in the World Series, but this is my World Series preview, predictions, game-by-game analysis for this year's World Series, the 2019 World Series. Honestly, I am really excited about this World Series, more so than I have been in the past couple of years, mainly because the Dodgers aren't in it. Let's just face it. Come on, guys. But this is actually shaping up to be a fairly decent World Series. Let's put it that way. Great hitting teams, all-stars, specific players that can make or break the team. Then, of course, the pitching matchups. I mean, this is probably the best World Series pitching matchups across the board, not just like one-on-one, right? I mean, it's all starting pitchers are absolutely fantastic for these guys. This is going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, this is probably one of the most anticipated World Series, in recent history. Not saying, the Astros-Dodgers World Series wasn't great. Not saying last year's wasn't great. But this one could be one of the best all time, man. I tell you what. So this is only the second time in history that the two teams, I think, or is it sixth? Gosh darn it, I freaking should have done my research, but not a lot. Let's just put it that way. That the team who, best in the American League, pretty much the best in all of baseball, right? With the Astros, they won 107 games. The Nationals only won 93, okay? That is a big difference, by the way. It's like, I can't remember if it's the second or the sixth time in history, I think it's the second, that in history, two teams are facing off against each other in the World Series that have that big of a gap in wins. Like, that's crazy. Not saying that 93 wins isn't a lot, right? Because, they definitely earned it, considering their circumstances, moving through the playoffs entirely from the wild card. That's really great, but that is a huge difference. 107 wins with the team the Astros have, and 93 wins with the team that the Nationals have. Also, I talked about the postseason with the Nationals, right? Look at where they were at the beginning of May. Everybody's saying this because it's so crazy. They were 19-31. Ladies and gentlemen, that is bad. They were like 10 or 11 games out of the playoffs entirely, and they worked themselves back into it. Great pitching. Max Scherzer was even hurt for a while down the stretch, and they still had great pitching. Their bullpen came to life. Fernando Rodney, goodness sakes, he might win a World Series. That shouldn't be, I'm just kidding. But that's crazy. So, obviously, you've got two very talented teams, and they're going to be squaring off against each other, I think this goes 7. Let's just put it this way. I think the winner of tonight's game will win the World Series. I'm going Nationals because not only for this game, like I said, but for the series, and I'll get into that in a second. I am a little bit biased, just to let you know. I'm just a little bit biased because Kurt Suzuki is on the Nationals. Same with Dozier, of course. I want them both to win a ring. So that is why I am picking the Nationals. More favoritism there, but I do think they have a chance with their starting pitching. Now, let's go game 1, okay? It's Scherzer versus Cole. Game 2, Verlander versus Strasburg. Game 3, Corbin versus Greinke. Absolutely dream matchups, like I said. Now, I am a little disappointed, not going to lie. I want Verlander to go against Scherzer. I want Cole to go against Strasburg, and Corbin and Greinke can go at it. But I just think that would be a little bit better, just a little bit better, because I think Verlander does win the Cy Young Award this year. And then Scherzer, of course, probably wins the Cy Young, or at least has, votes with it. So those two guys, they're like the top of the top, right? And Cole and Strasburg are like right under them, right? And then Greinke and Corbin are okay. But Cole has not lost a game since like May. I mean, he's gotten a couple of no decisions, but the Astros haven't lost a game with him on the mound in like 18 or 19 straight times. That's insane. They're at home tonight. I do think it's going to be very tough for the Nationals to do anything, but they have Scherzer on the mound, and we know that Scherzer, he struggled a little bit, I think, in the wild card game, right? Didn't he give up like 2 runs early in the wild card game too? And then they battled back against Milwaukee, of course. And then he's done well throughout the playoffs. Other than that, it's going to be tough. But I think if Scherzer, and this is a big if Scherzer can get, 5 or 6 good innings, I think that that'll be enough with that bullpen. I know that, the bullpens are okay. They're not great, but I think the favorite is just a little bit into the Nationals' favor, just with how they've been rolling through the playoffs. They're fresh. They're ready to go. The Astros, maybe not so much. They've had to use just a little bit more bullpen than the Nationals have. But on the other side of things, the Nationals haven't really used a lot of their bullpen over the course of the playoffs. It's been Scherzer, then let's throw Greinke, let's throw Corbin in there, and then, here comes Strasburg for a couple of innings. So that could play a big factor. Now, like I said, game 1, this is the most important game. Who's going to take the advantage? If the Nationals can win tonight and take one on the road, I think that is going to be huge because they'll already have the 1-0 lead. They cannot leave Houston without splitting, okay? Then they go home for 3 games. Now, I think they've got to win at least 2 of the 3 at home. That would make the 6 and 7 game a lot easier. They would only have to win 1 of those games, but they've got to take 2 at home. That is where they really need to focus in on. And hopefully, I do think that both teams will probably go 3-day rotation. It's going to be, Verlander, Cole, Greinke. Let's go back to Verlander, Cole, Greinke. And that could hurt both teams depending on who's ready and who's not. We have already seen Verlander and Cole struggle just a little bit on a fewer days rest. But I think if, the Nationals can take 1 game and go home, win 2 or whatever, I think they will be better set up rather than the Astros having to play catch-up already from game 1. Maybe have to throw Cole out there another time a little bit earlier. But then you do get in the same situation if you want to look at it the other way. I just think if the Nationals can win tonight, which I hope they do, like I said, I think they've got, Scherzer on the mound. I think their bullpen is just a little bit fresher. That could change the game for them. Now, the last thing I do want to say about that, though, is it's very, much the opposite way, like I just mentioned. If Verlander throws 6 or 7, 8 innings or whatever, and the Nationals get rocked right away, they're screwed for the entire series. And the Astros, they only have to throw Ozuna out there, whoever else they have in that bullpen. I don't even know who else is in the Astros bullpen. But if they get 1 good start from Verlander or Cole, whoever throws, their good game today or tomorrow, that is going to change. Because then, Strasburg is going to have to come in after Scherzer and so forth. So I think the strategy worked for the rest of the postseason, trying to play to the World Series, but now you've got to match your pitchers against the Nationals and the Astros. They've got to stay matched up. They can't be mixing it all over the place, or else they'll get screwed. So that is my take on it. I definitely want to know what you guys think. Like, I know a lot of you guys are Twins fans, of course. That's why you're here. But what do you guys think? I think the Nationals probably. I don't know if the Nationals have a better chance. Just depending on the circumstances, like I just said, they probably have a little bit better chance. But I think are you guys cheering for the Nationals? Are you guys cheering for the Astros? Let's just put it that way. So there are a couple of fun other stats, though. I mean, you're looking at Trey Turner, one of the fastest guys in the league. That's great. I mean, he's been solid at shortstop as well for the Nationals. Of course, Rendon, possibly in the MVP voting. Soto is incredible. Howie Kendrick has come to life in these playoffs. Goodness sakes. I mean, he's like 40 years old almost. Insane what he's done. And then Victor Robles, he's been really good as well. If you look at the Astros, the Astros have their entire lineup is just fantastic. Springer has been hot. Altuve is the best player in the freaking league. Brantley's been incredible. Bregman is an MVP candidate. Correa's got a cannon. Alvarez is a great shortstop, or a great DH. I don't know why I said shortstop there. But here's the thing. The Astros, I would say, maybe have gotten a little lucky. They've gotten a little lucky in the sense of they don't have the greatest lineup together, but they've gotten big hits when they need to. And they've gotten a little bit of help from, the defense or, just scraping the wall on a home run or just little things like that. Maybe are out of the Astros or out of the Nationals' control, but they might have gotten just a little bit lucky. On the other hand, the Astros have this incredible lineup, but they've really struggled. I thought I read somewhere that they were only batting like 200 or something throughout the postseason. That's not great. They've just gotten huge home runs when they need to. Of course, did they have a walk-off in Game 2? And then, of course, Altuve's walk-off in Game 6. They've gotten big home runs when they've needed it. But they really haven't batted that good. So if the Nationals and their pitching can keep the Astros in check, I do think the Nationals have a little bit of a favorite. But home field advantage. It is in favor of the Astros. It should just be a fun series. Let's just put it that way. So one more time, I think whoever wins tonight wins the series in 7. I'm going to go with the Nationals win tonight with Scherzer on the mound. Going up against Cole. Cole's going to get his first loss of the season, or at least the Astros are going to lose when he's on the mound. First time in a long time. So that's what I got for you guys today. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to catch more Twins videos and more videos like this if you did enjoy it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.